Hi, welcome to the channel today, and today is kind of 4th of July weekend. Really a hard time in the garden. In fact, it's now gotten hot. Stuff's starting to die. I did go ahead and spray this. For sake, I would say Roundup, but I will caution you, Roundup now is kind of like Sevin Dust. Used to Sevin Dust, you knew what it was. It was carbolic acid or whatever. Today with Roundup is just a brand name. So Roundup may have glyphosate in it, may not. You got Roundup Plus, you got these different types, which you don't want to use Roundup Plus because it's got some pre-emergent herbicide in it, and don't ever want to put that in the garden. There's also an organic Roundup now. It's basically 20% vinegar. I don't like the vinegar organic stuff. If it worked, it'd be great, except for the salt part of it. I'm not going to put salt in my garden. But anyway, I sprayed it because I had a choice. I could either go here and till this stuff up, or I can spray it with Roundup, kill it. The Roundup's going to be gone in 3 or 4 days as far as hurting the plants, but in 60 days, it's basically, you can't find it. It's broken down. So some people say I never put Roundup in my garden, and that's okay. I might be the one that's wrong. But I will like to point out that a lot of people think Roundup will kill anything. If you look at this, the broadleaf weeds really didn't get hit that hard. Now I will say, if you're going to use Roundup in an urban setting, make sure that your spray is a core spray. If you put that little fine spray in it, that stuff will go everywhere. Where if you look, I sprayed down each aisle, each row, and then right beside it, you're not seeing any effects because I used a core spray. I was always spraying down. So if you're going to do that, you don't want to go in places you don't want it. I do not necessarily recommend that, but it does get me to a starting point where I can kill everything. I start letting it decompose, and then I can make up my mind: am I going to burn this off? Am I going to till it up? Do whatever. I will be taking these T-posts out with a T-post puller because it would take forever if I didn't use one, and they'll pop right out, not a problem. I did have the tomatoes here. And what you do with this is you just cut these on each end, and I am going to be using the glove. And I normally don't like gloves in the garden. I just can't feel the plants as well. I don't like using gloves unless I'm using barbed wire. But in this situation, it does help. So you're just going to pull up the tomato plant, and then you just kind of roll up the wire, the string with it. And the reason you want to take it out is this thing can carry diseases and things. You don't really want to leave the tomato vines in your garden. And then I put it in the trash can. And I take this trash can, and there's always one that you don't cut. And do away with it that way. Like I say, go ahead and get those vines out of your garden. And really kind of the same way with beans. Beans can do the same thing. But anyway, that will take care of that, and then I'll make up my mind exactly. I know last year it grew up a lot higher before I sprayed. I mean, I had weeds up this high, and I was able to burn it off, but that fire got pretty hot. But anyway, this over here is my tomato plant. This was my last row of indeterminates, and these 2 rows were of my cherry tomatoes, and they're still making some. So you can still pull these off, even with the high pressure. And I'm not going to pull everything off today, but you see there's still a few in there, so they're still making a little bit. I think this is either Sun Sugar or Sun Gold, one of the two. You can also pull them off at this here. They're not ready, but they'll go ahead and ripen because they're starting to flush. That way, if you get a rain, they won't split, which they will split if you have a rain. Now's the time that really tomatoes split really bad. Once you got some hot weather, they'll come a lot more to split. If you don't get any hot weather, they'll do pretty good. And the reason why, when you get the hot weather, you'll toughen up skins up, and when you do get the rain, that skin can't expand fast enough. So anyway, I will come back and do that. I have mowed this stuff down here. I will say that this jujube plant here is throwing out stuff all up and down here, because I had two planted here and I had a couple other. They're just really doing bad. I do wonder if a high rainfall area, if that's going to cause a problem sometime, because that's really starting to expand and grow out, and kind of hard to kill. They don't have any natural pests, which is a good thing if you're growing fruit, but I do wonder if it's not going to get away from us. Here's the watermelon plants. So I got one watermelon there. It's a pretty new plant, so I got some here, got one there. We've picked off 4 or 5. We got 2 in the house right now. That one's ready. There's another one over there that's ready. The corn, and I like this. This is the way corn's supposed to look. Okay. This is the one pig didn't make it. I planted it. But this corn here is kind of skimpy. But I mean, I like this. And this is the orange corn I planted last year. And I had one that was red. I made a video of it. And this all corn comes from that one cob. So, you know, here's some of my selecting. We'll come up through here. Here's the peach tree. Crawl through here. And this was kind of the corn that I was kind of trying to select for a red corn for whatever reason. I did get some of it. I mean, this one right here is pretty much red on the husk. You're seeing some of it come through there. That might be a bad trait, I don't know. But I didn't get any of it that the plant itself was on, so it's probably a recessive trait. It just didn't come through. But it might if I continue to do that. But this is the corn, how corn's supposed to look. Now this did blow down, and so far I don't see anything getting the corn. I do need to probably pull some of it. But if they're not quite ready yet, you'll know they're ready on this corn whenever they start falling over and falling in. Then you know it's gotten, you don't want to pick it right now because that corn will shrivel up. So that's just one thing that you kind of want to know about that corn. This is the middle of the day, so when you start seeing your figs doing this, they might need some water, but at the same time, we probably do have water they can get to. This is a loquat tree. It's grown a lot even since last year. People that's been watching the channel. It didn't make any loquats till we got cold this winter. No loquat down there. And those loquats are about 4 or 5 years old. They're not too awfully old. Pear tree. We're starting to get some pears. They're starting to fall off. I told my son we're going to start picking some of them. And I do have a hard time knowing exactly when these pears are ripe. Haven't not figured that part out, but we will be picking some of them. And like I say, I got that big in there. It's probably ready. Anyway, if anybody knows any suggestions on how to tell when a pear is ripe, let me know. We'll pick them and go and put them inside. They will ripen on it up inside. This is a different variety here. I think it's Golden Boy, if I remember right. And it doesn't look quite as ready as the other ones, but we'll see. Now, just to show you that I can keep up with what's up here. They do a lot of mowing. I can keep up with some of this stuff. This I have kept up with as far as weed stuff that's in here, and this is the one that is going to be the Red Ripper. I'm seeing if it will go ahead and reach up and grab these here without having to put the wire in. But I did run the wheel hoe through here, so these weeds are kind of playing out because I've cut the roots on the bottom of them. This here is the Mississippi Silver Skin variety. I really like the taste of it. Looks good. Doing well. Putting the pods on. And hopefully put the pods on if it gets too dry. Because we haven't gotten any rain for about a week now. There's the, and I will, on this okra here, you want them about a foot apart, so you know you can pull, go through here and just pull them out. Take out the small ones. kind of get it to where it's supposed to be. It's always, there it gets kind of confusing, but anyway, some of the birds are still in the pods. You have to just kind of figure out which one you're going to leave. Like you always get two really good ones and one that's kind of bad. I'll do that. And this is cowhorn, which is a good variety. I like it for the fact that it will stay softer. You don't have to pick it every day like some of the other. This here got to be kind of a mess. I need to take the lawnmower. I should have done it. Mow this down. Still got a few more pods over there I can probably pick. It was the first to make, so it did give us time. If you make all your stuff, make it one time, it throws a lot of work on you at one time. So I planned these, kind of staggered them, and these probably one more picking is all we're going to get out of them. And I'll probably mow this whole part down, and I may go back in with. Have not figured out now if I want to come in with a different type of corn here, a fall garden. I mean, I could even go with some of the brassicas and stuff. I don't know yet. I haven't really figured that part out. And coming over here, if you look, I'm going to wait till winter time and cut this all the way back. But this here is a rootstock, and it's not the variety. So you can see it's a different kind of leaf. So, you know, that's how you can tell if something's a rootstock. You need to get rid of it. And that peach tree, I need to take all the stuff out around it. And you got the peach tree over here. That's actually the perennial pear, which I think tastes better, but don't seem to produce as well. And you got this one that probably has some fire blight on it. And again, you're seeing this here. This isn't. That's the rootstock. I hate to do it now because you could get fire blight. If you do it in the winter time, you eliminate the chances of fire blight. So I kind of try to say, okay, I know I got it. Coming in the winter time, once it gets in the 50s, you're okay. Cut all that stuff out. Try not to fertilize your pear trees much at all, because the fertility will also make it produce fire blight. And fire blight is that. This ain't got any on it. Fire blight's when it looks like you've taken a blowtorch and went over it and the leaves turn black or brown, black. Right now, stuff's kind of not as bad. Some over there's got more of it. There's the flowers I showed on one of the, and these are just wildflowers, but they look pretty, so I left them. And I'm assuming the pollinators are enjoying them. The other peach tree didn't make any. Now, this is I've been waiting to see if this thing's going to make or not, and it'll throw out some growth on it, and then it'll die back again. So I don't know, especially right here. You know, it keeps throwing this stuff out, but it keeps dying back too. So I don't know if it's going to make it or not. But it's a N95, N33 navel orange. I'm about ready just to cut it down and give up. But it really just can't handle that. It can't handle the cold that we got, and it gets too much trouble trying to do this 2 or 3 times. If I have to do it once, we're gonna get down in under 20. But this one seems to get hurt even when it's in the 20s. So it's like the mandarins or the some of the satsumas can handle that temperature. And I'm kind of going back toward that. Coming through here, this is the plum tree. That's one of the beautyberries that's come up wild. There's like beautyberries. That over there is a big beautyberry. And I tried to kill one. It didn't die, so I just left it, and it just keeps growing bigger and bigger. And we have some berries on it this year. I'm not doing the blueberries can turn. This is what I call beautyberry. It comes in a really pretty purple berry. Some people make jelly out of it. Of course, it's not toxic or poisonous or whatever. But It just really don't have any flavor to it. So I guess if you throw enough sugar at it, you can make a jelly out of it. But to me, that kind of defeats the purpose of the jelly. But it does make it really pretty. I'm not seeing any grapes on that. Again, it's still a shy. I did get a lawnmower and start mowing down some of the suckers, trying to get stuff up a little bit. And I'm going to need to go in there, probably with a chainsaw, and try to get these things. And you know you've messed up. I said you know you messed up when you got to bring in the lawnmower. You also got to know you messed up on pruning when you got to bring in the chainsaw. Again, I'll do that in the wintertime where the chance of diseases won't be as bad. These grapes will look crazy. There's one of my Satsumas. Go here and look at this. And this is okay. And this is another good Satsuma. This is one of the Primark Freedoms. I need to take it and dig it up. This winter I'll move it. Another one over there. This part just needs to be cleaned out. These get down to crazy. So I got another blood orange there, Cara, which is blood orange. I got another Satsuma here growing. And I'm trying to keep that. I did cut some of them back, so I knocked some of the grapes back. I didn't even know why the grapes are over there, because the grapes are supposed to be here, and somehow they moved to here, and there's no vines in here, so these shouldn't be any grapes, but they're there. Apparently the grapes either it's the wild grapes that come in, or it's a grape that has come out and somehow rooted down and come out. Because like I say, I thought I could control it all the other way. This is the lemonade tree. It's doing well. Doing all right. You're kind of getting a little bit better feel of what all the grapes can do to you. I wish I had plenty of grapes, to be honest with you.
Oh, we don't even do the grapes off them.
Huh?
We don't even do the grapes off them.
I know. Well, it should have some this year. And one of them over there has got some. We probably need to, this July is about the time they start making some. They need to start looking at that, see if there's any grapes being made. You do need to prune back some grapes, so they release your small grapes. And they're a muscadine grape, so if you like muscadine. These are some of the only bad thing about these blackberries is they're not that great quality this time of year. That is really kind of ready. When they do start getting ready, something's going to start nibbling on them. Here's your Primark Freedoms. I guess that was okay. We had set some that, like I said, if you wait till they're really ripe, usually a bird or something's going to be pecking on some. Trumpet vine. Yes, I'll also show back up a little bit. It's also throwing out some others. And this will do this all the way up even the fall sun, but its main crop is going to be in the spring. It will throw out a few grapes. A few blackberries you can taste. Show the flavor of it. Started pulling this stuff up because all the squash is done. And this here is the second growing of the purple hotel, the silver skin, Mississippi silver skin. So it's done what I want it to. It did hold the weeds back pretty good. The outside's getting some weeds in it, but that's about it. There's a few weeds down there, but it did kind of keep everything down. I'm hoping to move this raised bed, which is your concrete blocks, and move it over there because this is just getting too much shade from this tree here, the big tree there. But the hard thing is I have so much mowing to be done. We've had to mow this stuff over here. I know my son's saying, waiting on we, but I need to do some mowing over there. He's done all this here. So that is one thing about the homestead. If you get too much land, sometimes it's just hard to keep up with it all. And this is a hot part of the year, so you work about 15 minutes and then you decide I'm going back in. I don't carry any water with me because by the time I need to drink some water, I'm ready to go back in anyway. So now if you're younger, you can get by with it more. Some people say, well, you know, do the stuff in the evenings. The problem with that is the bugs come out in the evenings. So you want to fight the gnats. And really not so much the mosquitoes, it's the freaking gnats. But anyway, then we got our chickens over here. I had still chickens in the house. Just food out the chickens. Here you go, baby. Here's all the chickens. We do have some little chicks. I've just not been in there to take any video of them. I do like some. I got way too many roosters. I need to deal with some of them. But I've always liked that little rooster over there, that little white one, the little banty rooster. I liked him a lot, and this one over here is another banty rooster that I've liked a lot. But they do get kind of picked on somewhat. But you know, if I've got any grass clippings, whatever, I'll throw in there and I shift them around. We do feed them, I guess twice a day.
Yeah.
Just gotta make sure you keep water on them. I've not had that much problem with pests. I did have a fox hit some of them one time. I'm sure I lost one or two raccoons or whatever, but the fox is hitting them pretty hard. The funny thing about the fox, though, I found it where he was getting in back up over there, and I stuck some stakes in where he couldn't get to it, and then he never got back in here again. So, which I was glad. I mean, fox are a really pretty animal, and they're just trying to survive too. I just don't like them surviving with my chickens. But anyway, I just found food somewhere else. He never came back up here again, and which I was glad. I know my son one time, he was all mad at us because he seen him grab a chicken, and he's, "Why ain't y'all doing anything?" Well, he was in the second floor. He could see the fox. We couldn't, and we ran out there right quick. I've only seen him. He seemed really good that twice. He was a red fox, and I seen him down there one day walking, seen him right because they stay away from you. But if you keep this mowed down too, he tends not to come up as much either. So, but anyway, and we really hadn't lost that many to hawks and things, which kind of surprised when I first came out here. We did lose when we first came out here. We lost 2 or 3 of them too. I don't know if it's because we got a lot of roosters, and roosters kind of fight the hawks, but and some of the chickens, I don't like banty chickens because banties will go everywhere, and then you can't find their nest, and then they go off somewhere and get in trouble and get killed. Some of the other roosters, most of the other chickens will stay up here. That's kind of what I'm trying to breed back to. But anyway, yeah, I got way too many roosters. But anyway, and the bad thing about dual purpose, if you ever get into the chickens, you say, well, I'll get a dual purpose breed. That way I can have meat chickens and egg laying chickens. Well, all dual purpose means they don't do a good job of either one. They're not that great of layers, and also we tried, you know, because we got a neighbor that's got he can process them for us, but they're just, it takes about 3 chickens to make up what one regular chicken would produce. So to us, it's just not worth the hassle. I do like the farm raised chickens, but they need to be the meat chickens, not the dual purpose. But anyway, thanks for watching for this long. It's getting hot again, so we're going to be heading back in the house. Thanks for watching. See you next time.